lumberjack feud Jokers.
What do they?
Paula Dean's lumberjack feud.
What do they have at Paula Dean's lumberjack feud?
They've actually got a zipline coaster.
Wow, that's really. Is there a weight limit?
You know what? That I don't know, and I'm kind of worried about that. And then there's also a random go-kart track called The Track that's literally right next to my hotel.
It's a really creative name.
I know, right? And then oddly enough, they have a mini golf theme to a safari.
Oh, that's pretty normal. I've seen a lot of those.
Oh, I've seen a lot of them, but I'm just saying it just really doesn't fit the theme park or the track aesthetic.
No, that's fair. Yeah, well, is it part of the same complex, or is it just?
Yeah, it's part of the same complex. Yes,
that's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, greetings, fellow Armchair Imagineers. Tiki here, and I am hyped as hell for my trip that's coming in 3 months.
And Joker's wild here, and I have nothing to live for.
What, dude? You and I actually have trips like around the same time.
If I go.
What do you mean if you go?
It's just going to depend on like lockdown stuff.
Oh, circumstances.
Yeah. Ideally.
I mean, honestly, same. But let's hope for the best, right?
Yeah, you know it. I can't book until July anyway, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's July, late July.
Anyways. So, guys, we are here. We
did it.
Theme Park Priest, Peregrine, and Sharon and Susan in
You're right.
Comments.
3 for 3.
I know, right?
We've had a really great character arc this season.
Wouldn't it be stupid if I got Theme Park Priest wrong?
That'd be really funny.
Looks like Nate's in the comments with us.
Yeah.
Right. Oh God. All right. Well, Priest, I am going to make it a point to travel if I can, man. This trip is hyping me the hell up. So we'll see what happens.
Just waiting patiently to get the vaccine. I have 2 weeks from tomorrow when I get my first one.
Good luck with that. Good
luck with that. It's Pfizer, so I should be okay, but thank you.
I am going to Tennessee, actually.
Yeah.
It's so weird that I'm this hyped up for a trip to Tennessee. In my childhood, I would have never thought that I'd be this hyped up for a trip to Tennessee.
You're going to Graceland. You're going to go see where...
Oh my God, right?
We're
landing in Nashville, and I'm just like, I could care less about any of what Nashville has. Like,
Nashville's a cool city. It's a cool vibe.
Not as cool as Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. I can almost guarantee it.
I mean, for those purposes, but it has a really cool music scene. And you can go
sure it does. I'm sure it's got a better music scene than those towns, for sure.
You can go to where Opryland once was.
Right.
And then you can go to upstate New York and ride one of the Opryland rides. It'll be a really good bookend to your trip.
Oh, dear God. I remember the Nashville airport having Taylor Swift. Rob, first of all, when did you go to the Nashville airport? Was that a stopover on the way to Orlando?
He goes once a year. You didn't know that?
It's like Blue Dragon 5's Atlantic City trips.
Yeah, Rob goes to Nashville every year.
Rob's just secretly a closeted huge country music
fan.
Yeah,
he hits up all the country clubs for a week.
Like he disguises all the Broadway.fm, that he listens to in the car is just a front.
When he talks about Sondheim, he's really talking about Brad Paisley all this time.
Beowulf, yes, we're not purposely ignoring you. No, we're not.
I'm only ignoring you because you spelled purposely horribly, horribly wrong.
So give it up to Beowulf. I know you heard that, Dragon. I know. I expected you to be here. Dragon, for the record, just to do some housekeeping on air because I'm professional like that. Dragon, I had some issues uploading Long Halloween, so that'll be up next week. And I'm doing this live because we have the streaming time for it, and it'll give us something on the channel. So yay! All right, so that clears that up. Anyways, okay. Oh dear, oh, God, Dragon, guys, kind of cool with the Dragon jokes. All right,
Blue Dragon Pfizer. That's not that bad.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want Dragon to feel bad.
That's fine.
So, Evan, please, for the love of God, we're stalling. Please set this up. Can you just be the main narrator on these damn projects?
I guess. So this was the food project. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
I love how, like, from pretty early on in this season's inception, we just had the idea to just have the food project be as generic as possible, and to cap it off with a project logo that was literally just bold Times New Roman, the food project.
The food project. Yeah, we had like long, complicated names for everything, and then we just did the food project. Yeah. But the first one we're going to be talking about is the Winner's Circle, which was Team Ringling.
Right. I really felt bad for Team Ringling because, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, Fun Spot is the only one of these three parks. Just for the record, they had to choose between Gatorland, Castles and Coasters, and Fun Spot.
Yeah, for the top tier, yes.
And Fun Spot is the only one out of those three that doesn't really have a definitive theme.
Yeah, Fun Spot is definitely the most challenging. I think they did really well, though, and they picked...
What I like about this is I honestly feel like it kind of cements Fun Spot's theme a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. They fit a theme that... They fit in a theme that worked really well at the park.
I honestly... Like, the best compliment I can give about this project is that it really does kind of give Fun Spot like a kind of a fresh identity. I really appreciated that.
No, I agree. I think they did really well. The only reason why they lost, though, is because it was kind of vanilla comparatively to the other projects.
And that's, but Fun Spot is vanilla, dude. That's exactly what Fun Spot is.
No, that's fair.
Have you been to a Fun Spot?
No, I go to good parks.
I'm a credit whore. What can I say? Maybe Fun Spot will hire one of us. I've been to both Orlando and Kissimmee's Fun Spot. Orlando, I actually really liked, and I wish I would have gotten a chance to go there at night. The distinct vibe I got from the Orlando park was like, wow, this feels like very vanilla Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, and I kind of love it.
Yeah.
The Kissimmee park is really weird. Like it's kind of like in the middle of this really tacky strip mall place called Old Town, which is just like, hey kids, you like fucking tourists? I shouldn't. I don't know. I'm kind of worried that a lot of Gatlinburg's going to be like Old Town, and I didn't really like Old Town, so I shouldn't really talk. But like, it's like, hey, you like random like fucking like classic cars just kind of like puked out in the middle of the sidewalk? Come to Old Town.
Yeah, that sounds like Gatlinburg. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have a great time. They have the dark rides, and that's what matters. But it's gonna be very touristy.
That's exactly what matters. You're right. The dark rides and the alpine coasters, because I am going to be, by all intents and purposes, if things go well and if maintenance issues don't rear their ugly head, I am going to be hitting my 100th coaster credit on this trip.
Good.
Which I'm pretty stoked for.
Good.
You didn't realize Fun Spot was an actual park? Really?
No, there's a bunch of like smaller fun spots in the Northeast that are just like fun centers. So I get what he's saying.
I actually think there's one in Gatlinburg.
There probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there's a ton of like places called Fun Spot that aren't like proper parks like they are in Florida.
So the really weird thing about the Kissimmee one is that the layout is kind of like all over the place. Like it's kind of situated around Old Town, but like there's a coaster there that I literally just didn't even get a credit for because it was so far out of the way that I just didn't feel like walking to it.
Yeah.
Which honestly I'm kind of ashamed of now.
I hate it when that happens. I haven't been to Frontierland in 15 years for that very reason.
All right. Okay, so I don't have a ton to say about the project, but like I said, I really like the RC cars.
Yeah, I think that was a cool way to like set it apart and make it more than just a restaurant. I like the menu as well. I think it's really smart for someplace like Fun Spot. And like I was saying, I'm very surprised that there aren't parks that have like a Blaze Pizza sort of thing in it. The closest I can think of is City Walk, which has one like in City Walk outside.
I mean, I feel like all City Walk style locations are like contractually obligated to have a Blaze pizza.
Is there one in California?
Not in maybe in the City Walk in California. I think
That's what I
City
mean.
Walk.
Yeah.
I'm not really well versed in the City Walk in California.
It's very small.
I haven't really spent
it's a lot different. It's nowhere near as good as Florida's. It's not really.
And Florida is nowhere near as good as Disney Springs, so.
Well, no.
There's a sliding scale there.
At least you can spend an evening in City Walk in Florida.
Maybe. With the mini golf.
Yeah. Enough to do.
All right.
But yeah, I don't have a ton else to say about this project, but it's really good. And there's just not a ton there.
And folks, we do have 6 projects to go over, so we're some of these we might just kind of breeze through. I apologize for that. Rob confirms that City Walk Hollywood definitely has a Blaze.
Florida's definitely does, but I don't know if it's called Blaze. It might be like a weird adjacent. But it's the same type of restaurant.
You can spend an evening waiting in line at Bubba Gump at City Walk in Orlando.
Yeah. They have the shrimp you can eat.
I'm just going to be peppering in little antidotes about my upcoming trip in these podcasts. But so Frizzled Chicken, Evan, do you remember what I told you about Frizzled Chicken?
No, I don't know if you told me anything.
I'm so fucking delighted by Frizzled Chicken. I'm so delighted by Frizzled Chicken.
Yeah. I'm
so delighted by it. I'm glowing about it.
Yeah.
It's a chicken place. Basically it's like a chicken and waffles kind of place.
Yeah.
And it supposedly has really damn good food. It's actually really highly reviewed on Yelp and shit. But Evan.
What?
There are over 100 singing animatronic chickens in Frizzled Chicken.
It's great.
Dragon, oh my god, I want to cry. That I'm going to go there every day before I go to Dollywood. I'm not even joking.
I want a video of you sobbing in this restaurant.
Honestly, it might happen. Honestly. It's the most up my alley thing that I've ever seen. Blaze Pizza permanently closed? No!
In Hollywood, I think.
No! All right. I don't really care all that much. I am not a pizza guy. I used to be, but I spent so much of my teen years eating nothing but pizza that I'm kind of totally off of pizza for the most part now.
I mean, Blaze is just okay too.
Yeah,
it's not anything big. I just like it because you can make pesto pizzas, and that's hard to find.
All right. Anyways, so let's move on to the next project.
Yes, I guess. Let me pull it up.
I like dinosaurs.
That's really great. I'm really.
I just noticed that I haven't changed my avatar in a while.
Oh, I thought you did that purposely.
No, I mean I like to change it up depending on the topic at hand. I put this one up when we covered Mitchell's versus the Machines, and I just haven't bothered to switch it to anything else.
Yeah, I have it. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you can talk about dinosaurs all you want.
When City Walk finally opens, did they build a twosomes in Hollywood? I think they did, right?
I don't think they did.
I heard they were. I heard they were in the process of maybe getting one. Okay, so Cup Cave.
Oh yes, they did. I guess. Yeah, it's not open, but it's there.
The twosome have been wildly different as far as food quality goes, and I ordered the exact same thing.
Yeah, I wasn't horribly impressed when I went. I got a French burger. It had brie on it, so it was interesting.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I just got the fettuccine Alfredo, which is hard to mess up. And the first time I got it, I was like, "Oh my god, it's delicious! It's the best fettuccine Alfredo I've ever had."
It's not as hard to mess up as you think it is. You can fuck up fettuccine Alfredo pretty easily.
Fair enough, but and case in point, the next time I had it, I was like, "Oh, woo, this is just kind of generic, microwave fettuccine Alfredo."
Yeah. I wish they had more chocolate in their menu. I thought that was going to be.
I agree. I think their menu should be a total chocolate fusion fun fest.
That's what I thought it was going to be. And you can totally do savory chocolate, but that's not what
Oh,
we're
you
talking
can,
about.
you can.
We're
Yeah.
talking about the Cup Cave, which was the controversial losing project, which we'll talk about. But any opening thoughts for this guy?
I think that I mean, obviously the video that was presented is super creative, obviously the highlight, and it's hard to write around just a cupcake stand. The main thing I felt was a little bit of a disconnect of like, why exactly would we have this elaborate of a backstory for something that is just a cupcake stand? It's a paradox, Jokers. It's a paradox.
Yeah, like my thing is that I really, really, truly love everything that's here, but I understand them wanting to bring in the dragons as like a park mascot and kind of use that cupcake stand as a vehicle for the park mascots. So like I get it from that perspective, and I get why the backstory is so big because of that. But that being said,
I feel like I feel like that information that you just said could have been conveyed a little bit better.
Yeah, but
the idea that it's supposed to be like kind of like a new identity for the park, and weirdly enough, I feel like the Fun Spot project kind of like accomplished that a bit better.
Yeah. So my big thing is that.
By the way, Bread's Roll just uploaded a 45-minute video about Robin Hood. In case
that's
anyone's
fantastic.
Interested.
So my thing is that you could literally cut the cupcake stand, and this project would be missing nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. That's a great way to put it.
And that's what I mean by saying that there wasn't enough focus on the food aspect, because it, like, at its core, this was supposed to be a food project. Obviously, like, it was a bit open, it was very blue sky, but I think that the cupcake itself should have been the focus.
What? I feel like maybe if the cupcake itself was like more of something that was sold park wide, or maybe if there was like a couple different locations, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Just something to really submit, like, because as it stands now, as I said, fantastic backstory, great effort, awesome presentation. I still have zero clue in the real world why a cupcake stand would be the foundation for all of this.
Yeah, also, side note, I really like the accent as well. I thought it was like a really weird note that Space didn't. But
I did just too.
Like a really weird, like, not like yeah. I liked it. But my biggest issue is that the video was like 3 minutes of backstory, and the slideshow had literally 3 slides dedicated to the actual cupcake.
Yeah, and the backstory stuff is cool. Don't get us wrong; it is really cool.
The backstory was great. Like, speaking of, like, what you were saying, like, maybe spreading it around the park. That's why, like, I was sort of suggesting maybe like a restaurant or something. I know that there's not necessarily room for it, but that's like, I think that'd be a better way to present those characters, because it's a larger space. So you can, like, properly present those characters more easily, rather than just having a single cupcake for each race or each tribe, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It just, to me, it felt like the actual food aspect was an afterthought, which I guess to Outbound's credit, because the backstory was that good and that much at the forefront, but it ended up being a detriment to your project, for me at least.
Also, just to point it out, we got 10 people watching live, guys. I'm loving the engagement.
Yeah. And that's not to discourage you from, like, doing something like this again.
11.
But wow. That's not to discourage you guys from doing something like this again, but, like, at the same time, like, what the prompt is asking needs to be at the forefront. Because we had the same problem during the Suits project, where the Grinch was the smaller part of your project compared to the rest of your project.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's kind of my thing. But next project, as we'll get into, you guys made a really nice turnaround, and you really addressed those issues that we had. And I appreciate it.
All right, what's next?
What is next?
Outbound and I are the champions of overcomplicated backstories at the forefront. That you guys are, yeah.
Next, we have Team Bailey with
dear
Crab
God.
Pearls.
Sharon and
Swampside
Susan
Diner.
points out this is honestly so accurate that it kind of hurts a little bit. A theme park built around cupcakes sounds like a Bob Chapek dream park.
Yeah.
I could just see a theme park based around like, hey, like, you know, like sprinkles and like essentially a Disney Springs, but it's like it's got a few attractions in it.
Yeah.
Oh dear God, I hope that's not the future of Disney parks. Anyways, okay, what do we got?
Grandma Pearl's Swampside Diner for Gatorland.
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this one was really good. I think I had some issues with like the actual like the explanations of the theming and the detail, and some logistical stuff with the enclosures, which was odd to me because Pergron is usually really good.
So I have been to Gatorland, and actually, I think it is the most one of the best parks in Orlando. Just as far as like, if you want an old school, vintage Orlando experience, like vintage Floridian, genuine, like, you know, if you want authentic Floridian, Gatorland is like a must do in my opinion.
Yeah.
It certainly doesn't have the attractions like Universal. Obviously, it doesn't really have any attractions besides a corny little train ride. But man, it's got a lot of charm. I mean, it weirdly gave me a lot of Knott's vibes, as far as like how it's got a personal history to it, and the park's proud of that history, and you know, it's got like kind of like one of the things that really charmed me was like there's a bunch of like plaques to like cast members that have been there over the years. I really wish a book would be written about Gatorland.
Sure, there would be at some point.
I really want there to be. Because when I was looking through the gift shop, I was kind of like, "Are you sure there's not a book about this place?"
Yeah. But speaking of, Knott's Preserved is like the best.
Well, that's what I was wanting exactly, because Knott's Preserved is so good. I was like, I want the Knott's Preserved equivalent of this.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so, this was. I agree that maybe the animal enclosures were the weaker part of the project. I still can't really wrap my mind around the flooded bathroom and how that would conceptually work.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if they made it look like part of the house collapsed, because then you could still be raised and looking over it.
Right, or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded more like they put you like on the level of the water level.
Uh-huh.
That was a really horrible way to phrase that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's my bigger thing. But still, I think it was the most consistent of the three. The food was at the forefront. All theming made sense. It was a little under detail, but that's not a huge deal.
And the presentation was top notch.
And the entertainment was fantastic.
Really setting a name for himself with his voice acting. And I really think that's his new niche.
Yeah, Pergron did great too, because he was the other voice actor. Also, Outbound did great for the voice acting for Team Barnum. I think it was Outbound. It sounded like our Outbound with a put-on country accent. But
I thought it was Ace.
That did not sound like Ace to me. It sounded too deep. It could have been Ace. I could be wrong. I never got any clarification. If any of you guys know who did the narration for Team Barnum, put it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Who was your favorite voice actor?
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, guys, if any of y'all are watching, I'm just going to be really fucking desperate here for a second. Any of y'all are watching, we've been doing these recaps on my second channel. This is the first one of the season that we're doing on the main channel. Any y'all are watching and aren't subscribed to the main channel, please just subscribe. And the only reason I'm actually begging right now is we've been so close to 1,000 for like a month, and it's like killing me. We're like hovering somewhere around 995, and I just want to get to 1,000, man. That's all I want. That's been my main goal from the get-go. Anyways, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the comments, who was your favorite voice actor from this project?
Oh, dear
Let us know.
Wow. All right.
But yeah, I think it was Outbound. I could be wrong. I usually am. But yeah, let us know. Yeah, it was definitely Outbound. So you can just say, cool.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, this was really great. I really enjoyed this project.
All right. Not much else to say. I really enjoyed the writing on the Hillbilly show. I really like the variety of the entertainment.
Yeah.
That there's both music and comedy.
Yeah, I appreciate the live entertainment too. I thought the Hillbillies were going to be animatronics at first until I
appreciated that they weren't, because honestly, this is the type of park that would totally like revel in this kind of audience interaction.
It's cheaper and it makes sense for a park like this.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Any final? Oh, the menu is great too.
Yeah.
Gator burgers sound weird to me, but
Gator burgers sound weird, but I would love to get a gator tail at Gatorland, though. I really want to try a gator tail.
Gator's great. I love Gator.
I do too. Like the one time I've tried Gator is, ironically enough, at Gatorland with the famous Gator nuggets, and I loved it.
I'm sorry, it wasn't Gator burgers. It was the Gator nachos that I thought were really
weird. Does sound really weird. A Gator burger actually sounds really good.
I've never had it, but there's a place near where I used to live in America that had like a burger with gator on top of it, and I never got it because it sounded really bad.
I'd be all over it.
It sounded bad. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That's like putting chicken nuggets on top of a burger.
Just for comparison's sake. Oh god, what's that restaurant that I went to at the why am I drawing a blank on the hotel? That's bad.
Is it the Swan and Dolphin?
No. The why am I drawing a blank on this freaking hotel?
Describe the hotel to me.
The one in the Magic Kingdom loop that's not the Polynesian or Contemporary. The Grand Floridian. The Grand Floridian.
It was gonna be something hard. Oh my god.
God damn. Man. Dragon says Gatorade is a promotional tie-in.
Yeah.
So yes, the Grand Floridian Cafe, I think. Yeah, Rob, I did get some Hoop-de-Doo vibes now that you mention it with this project, but no, that's not what I was thinking of. The Grand Floridian Cafe. So I got a lobster thermidor burger, which is pretty much exactly what you were describing, except with lobster on top instead of gator. And oh my god, it was fucking delicious.
That sounds decadent in a bad way. Like, I don't know. Maybe call me
lobster thermidor?
Yeah, call me pretentious, but I don't think lobster has a place on a burger.
No, it was wonderful. It was the best meal that I had the whole trip.
No.
Oddly enough, it's either that or the Irish pub that I went to that I'm also blanking on the name
Raglan Road. It's called Raglan Road.
Raglan Road. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
If you ever have issues when you're down there and you're lost, just call me and I'll help you around.
I still want to do Morimoto street foods. I missed it.
You should.
Trips.
I don't know if you would like it, but it's worth trying. Takoyaki is like my favorite Japanese food, and they sell it there, and they have really good takoyaki. And their ramen should be good too. It's just ramen. Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Batman's favorite kind of what are you saying about Batman Dragon? Is his favorite kind of burger the lobster burger because it's decadent, or the Croc burger because it's like King Croc?
It's Killer Croc. You're getting Killer Croc and King Shark confused, and how dare you, frankly.
Actually, I'm getting Killer Croc and King K. Rool confused.
That's even worse. It's not even a DC character.
Right. Lobster thermidor. I could see Batman enjoying a lobster thermidor burger. I could.
From the Lego Batman movie. I haven't seen that in a really long time.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, there is a running gag about the lobster thermidor. I know what Dragon's talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Dragon, that makes sense. All right.
We're moving on to the next project. And what's the next project, Tiki? That's right. It's Grogu the Great.
All right.
So. So first we have T. Franklin again. I just have to pull it up.
So this was a meet and greet project to do a highly interactive, highly themed meet and greet for Galaxy's Edge.
Wolf, we're talking about totally different teams for the voice actors. We know who the voice actors were on your team. I appreciate the lengths you went to, though. Sorry, continue.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I have it set up.
Okay. I am so glad that Space had the same issue I did, because I appreciate the realism here with the presentation, but man, is this the first presentation where being realistic almost cost them points?
Yeah, I knew what they were doing.
This
right
is
off the
hard
bat,
to navigate, bro. This, like, you guys will notice. I just want to spin the story of, like, you'll notice I was like really on the ball with the other two projects in terms of my feedback. But then when they posted this, like, it wasn't like I was just like, oh god, I don't have the energy to sift through this website right now. I need to do it in the morning.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. I didn't like how they separated the posts. It was just kind of annoying.
That was my main issue with this whole project, in my opinion.
Yeah, because it takes like a second or two to like get between them, and it's just kind of annoying. Also, I thought I really appreciate it, but it makes it look like there's a lot more on the site.
Yes,
but here to here, it's just hyperlinking to the actual Star Wars website.
I guess I'm just like I appreciate the effort as far as like it's a really visually good Wix website. I really do appreciate the effort there, but like when it comes at the cost of navigation, I will say this is a rule of thumb. Ease of reading is gonna get you really far as presentation goes. Like, obviously stuff like voice acting, videos, all that good stuff that's obviously gonna get you points as far as presentation goes. But like some of my favorite presentations have just been like slideshows or little flip books where it's like, here's this scene, and I'm gonna describe this scene in like a paragraph or two. On to the next page. I don't know. I really like straightforward presentation like that. It's a challenge, I know, but
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but other than that, I thought this is a really great presentation. And honestly, the only real issue I had with the actual project was its location.
Same.
I didn't like that. Like, you guys made it sound like the entrance was inside Oga's, and I don't know if that's true or not.
I had that same issue. I was really having a hard time visualizing it. They knocked out a booth in Oga's, which should not be that big of a deal. It really should not be that big of a deal.
I mean, I think the bigger issue is that it's hard to get into Oga's in the first place.
No,
not
I
necessarily
agree.
That they knocked out
but I'm just saying, even outside of that issue, like, it's stupid that having to knock down one booth is an issue inside Oga's, but alas, here we are. Like, there's so little seating in there. That one booth is literally prime real estate in there. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. The bigger issue was the getting in and out thing. I mean, like, Oga's Cantina is literally, it's just like a VIP access sort of thing when you line up for it, you know? It's kind of crazy.
So this meet and greet's going to be empty fairly often.
Yeah. It's I had a hard time visualizing it. Like, our people are just gonna like, oh, you're here for the meet and greet? Okay, well, like, walk past all the people consuming their alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I still really liked it. I thought the actual meet and greet experience
was fantastic. I thought.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Outside of the logistics, I thought it was really great.
Yeah, I really loved the force moments with Grogu and how they were naturally implemented. You know, like throughout your encounter, like I love that there's no set moment, right? That it could be any number of things that would set it off.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was done really well.
Yeah, Dragon, I'm sure you're right about Oga's having nothing on the Scum and Villainy Cantina. I was not impressed. I was hyped for Oga's, and I left disappointed.
Yeah.
The drinks aren't even handmade, which I think is, like, I understand that from a logistics point of view, but from a cost point of view, I think it's freaking ridiculous to be paying like top dollar for what should be like a $5 happy hour margarita. But Logistics team. Yeah, Priest. That can definitely happen for sure, and it's it happens to the best of us, so don't feel bad about it. But
it's not a big deal.
Yeah. But yeah, I like I said, I honestly think if I had one nitpick about the actual meet and greet, it's that like it's hard for Grogu to not take center stage, but I feel like Mando just didn't really have a lot to do besides like just kind of awkwardly standing there and being like, "This is the way."
Yeah, it was pretty.
I don't know. It's just like, yeah, here I am with the character that y'all want to see.
Yeah, it's pretty par for the course for like other Galaxy's Edge meet and greets. No, this is a bad thing. It's not really a bad thing.
No. All right, on to the next one. We're making good time.
Let me pull it up.
I need to get back to True Detective, Evan. I swear to Christ.
Okay.
You better not. Oh, I'm sorry, Theme Park Priest. I legitimately apologize for that. I'm trying to watch it when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, no, Evan, you better not keep me from my True Detective much longer.
What do you do? This isn't my fault. I gave you the option between 2 days.
What was I supposed to do? Do it on the same night that we're recording Loki? I'm a busy man. All right. Anyways. Okay, here we go. Would you like to tell the audience how this came about?
Yeah, this is my idea because I'm an idiot.
It was.
I thought it'd be fun. I was trying to think of like the worst Star Wars character who's also the best. And it was Max Rebo, obviously.
I really think that Max Rebo really does fit the bill quite well as the best worst Star Wars character. I really think that's kind of accurate for him.
I honestly like Max Rebo. He's just like a stupid character.
Like him a lot. I just think like as far as like the actual depth of the character goes, there's really not much there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you guys did really great. You really addressed the issues that we had with you guys the past 2 projects.
All right, Dragon, we're going through 6 projects, and this thing isn't even going to be an hour, so shut your mouth. Just saying. All right, anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys did really great. You really knocked this one out of the park. I have a few issues with the actual meet and greet.
Like, as far as the descriptions go, I was in love with how they were described. Would you mind reading off some of the descriptions of like exactly how Max Rebo like interacts with the guests? Would you mind like kind of walking through it?
I guess I have to do some digging.
Because honestly, we've been breezing through these projects. I would like to take some time to really acknowledge this one. You should have done a character that would horribly mess up the timeline of Galaxy's Edge no matter what.
You're doing Channel Grievous.
Oh, true to Yeah. Fair enough, Dragon. Fair enough. Dragon, I started the Mahershala Ali season of True Detective as well, so I'm like binging both at the same time.
You're watching both at the same time?
At the same time. I'm like midway through the Woody Harrelson season, and I'm like on episode 2 of the Mahershala Ali season.
Why would you do that? They're like 10 episodes long. If that.
Because I was really I heard how season 3 was set up, and I got super curious.
Okay. The cast members revealed themselves to be Max Rebo's band manager. And after a short spiel hyping Rebo up as the greatest musician of our time, brings out the star of the show himself to greet his many adoring fans and pose for photos. Rebo is a very hyper and excitable character who loves to pose for the camera. He will often encourage guests to take more than their fair share of photos, and will even set up certain poses himself, which generally annoy Jovi. Observant guests will also notice a stack of empty food containers arranged behind the backdrop poster, further illustrating how much Rebo loves food. Jovi will occasionally make playful threats to withhold one of Rebo's meals if he doesn't hurry it up with the guest photos. This is my issue. Rebo has a rotating wardrobe of outlandish rock star attire that he wears to the meet and greet, generally featuring lots of tassels, mirrors, patterns, and other staples of rock and alternative culture. He also has an arrangement of musical props to play around with, including drumsticks, maracas, and a tambourine. I'm sorry, a tambourine and a set of massive cymbals. The cymbals are quite loud and obnoxious, making them Rebo's favorite and Jovi's least favorite. Max Rebo don't got hands.
Hold on, let's see that picture.
Yeah.
What do you mean he don't got hands?
Let me pull up a picture of Max Rebo.
I see hands right there. What are you talking about?
Bear with me.
And for the record, I took the props to be more stuff that guests could play with.
Yeah, but the way it was written made it sound like it was something that he was playing with.
I didn't have that confusion.
I did.
Maybe that's because I'm very familiar with that Avatar Land show where they give guests a bunch of instruments to play.
That's fair.
And the only reason I'm familiar with that is that I find it adorable how into that show Jenny Nicholson is.
Yeah.
Anyways. I am hyped up about Jenny Nicholson's what's that theme park? My memory is so bad today, dude.
Yeah, are you doing okay?
The Salt Lake City one, the fucking RPG one. Evermore.
You mean the one that you were really excited about for like a long time?
To be honest with you, I'd still go to it.
There we go. Screen share right now. Oh, sorry. Don't do that. Don't screen share. I picked the wrong one.
Okay.
Boop. There we go. Screen share right now.
Wait. Oh, what the? That's the Max Rebo puppet?
Boy don't got arms. No, it's not a puppet. It's a reproduction. It's like a model.
Oh, that's okay. First of all, seeing Max Rebo full body is like super disturbing. I don't.
It's the best full body I could. It was all the.
Okay, take it away. Take it away. I don't like it. I don't like it.
The gift that I had that was my avatar last week also showed that he had no arms.
Okay, but like I said, I didn't have a problem with distinguishing that that the instruments were there for the guests to play with.
No, that's fine. It wasn't a huge deal. I just thought it was worth mentioning, especially since he was an actor character. He was a costume. Yeah, which I thought that's just like a straight jacket.
But I really liked how they described his personality, though. I really felt like they kind of gave him a personality where he really didn't have much of one in the film.
No, I agree. No, I really appreciate it, and that's kind of in line with the characterization that they give him in the comics.
Fair enough. Yeah. And one other thing, it also gave me very distinct Sunny Eclipse vibes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I think that Disney should have a Sunny Eclipse meet and greet. That is all.
I mean, technically, you could rush the stage.
Yeah, I mean, come to think of it, it's not that hard to get a selfie with him.
Yeah, just rush the stage. They won't be able to catch you.
Oh God! But I'm just saying, like an actual like meet and greet where it's like an actual like interactive animatronic that you can talk to. I don't know. That'd be great.
And honestly, that's kind of what I would have rather had from this meet and greet. But I still really like what they did, and I still think it was my favorite of the three. But yeah.
Sunny Eclipse meet and greet, my eyes just widened. I wore my Sunny Eclipse shirt to work today. Yes.
Very proud. Do you have any final thoughts on this project before we move on to the final project of the evening?
No, not really. Let's get to it so I can get back to True Detective.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
No.
I just want to say while we're setting this up, I watched Pocahontas for the first time in like a very, very long time. And it was not a good movie.
Dude, my sister and I have like major nostalgia for Pocahontas, so it's
so do I.
So it's like as much as I do acknowledge Pocahontas is a bad movie, I'm always gonna have it's my sister and I's movie.
The opening shots look like they were done by college students.
Oh my God.
Not good.
You have no idea how much comedic mileage my sister and I have gotten out of Coco over the years.
Yeah.
He's just like the most bland romantic rival ever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just can't get over like the opening.
Coco
I just can't get over like the opening shots of the people in England where they look like Hanna-Barbera characters. They're just so bad. And like the songs are way too wordy, and I don't know why. It's like every line in the song is like a full sentence, and I have no idea why they wrote it that way.
All right. We could easily turn this into a Pocahontas podcast.
Had so many thoughts to get through. It's like every line has like 20 words. Anyway, now we have Paths of the Forest with Ahsoka. I really like the art, and Disney fans should absolutely do more art in the future. I also really appreciate you guys actually doing Arbesh. No one else did, and I was kind of surprised that no one else did.
Wow, Dragon has some feisty thoughts about Pocahontas.
I mean, I don't really think that's feisty. I think that's pretty...
Yeah,
I think that's pretty well accepted.
By the way, I hate that there's like a... And you're part of this too, sir. I feel like there's kind of like a backlash against the Rescuers Down Under being underrated thing.
It's not a backlash. I just watched it. It's like, wow, this is nothing of a movie. I just watched 25 minutes of a child flying through Australia. It's nice, but like that's not really a movie.
George C. freaking Scott.
That's like George C. Scott is fantastic, but that's like calling Soren an e-ticket. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this is probably one of my top 2 Leon Rich movies. Oh God! Oh, can you imagine if they did like a live-action remake type deal for Cocoam?
Oh my God!
Cocoam, the backstory you never heard.
Yeah.
Oh dear God! All right, now I actually want to make that into a fan film.
Jesus.
Cocoam. Right. Oh God. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just like I'm kind of getting a case of the giggles with the idea of a Cocoam movie. Please describe this project.
This was good. I really liked it. This kind of had similar issues to what we had with Team Barnum last round, where I didn't think there was enough focus on the meet and greet proper.
Agreed. That was my main issue here. Very well done cue. Very well done presentation. Voice acting was awesome.
It struck me more like a show. It kind of reminded me of something like Enchanted Tales with Belle, where it's like a proper show with a small meet and greet.
That's not like I'm not really knocking it for that because like I do think that there's a line Cocoam meet and greet.
Stop. Tiki, you have to get back to True Detective.
I don't. Cocoam has succeeded True Detective.
Yeah.
Let's make Cocoam a thing, please.
No. He wasn't a thing in the movie. What is there to make?
Exactly. Honestly, inherently what cracks me up about Cocoam is just the fact that he's such a nothing character, and yet he's literally name dropped in one of the biggest songs in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
well, it's because he's supposed to be the romantic rival, but the script is so bungled.
Should I marry Cocoam?
You can marry whoever you want, Tiki. 2021.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get married.
You're gonna marry Cocoam
right now. Right now.
Tiki's gonna marry Cocoam. Okay, guys.
All right, Cocoam's my fiance. Everyone. Cocoam Tiki 2021. Evan, please.
I'm very proud.
Okay, one thing I will say about this project.
Yeah.
No, you have no idea, dude. Like, we're digging through like 25 years of in-jokes between my sister and I with this.
Sorry for bringing up Pocahontas. I'll never bring it up again.
One of the things that I struggled with this project.
I'm sorry, just Pergron spelled engagement wrong, really wrong. Congrats on your engadget.
All right, one of the things I struggled with this project is that I'm not a Star Wars TV guy. Like, I really I know the general concept for the the path of the four, whatever it is, the eternal space or whatever.
Yeah, the world between worlds, the eternal space.
I don't know where I got the eternal space. God,
it's never ending.
Yeah, the world between worlds.
Yeah, the world between worlds.
Coco should sing a cover of Coco Mo.
No, stop. We're talking about Ahsoka Tano right now.
All right.
Look at her. She looks like she's gonna kill that person taking a selfie.
Honestly, that's kind of the vibe I would get from Rosario Dawson. Ahsoka. Just generally speaking, like I would be very intimidated to take a selfie with that Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, I struggled with the role between worlds just because like I very loosely know of it as a concept, but like I don't really know the ins and outs of it.
I didn't really know much about it either. I just started Rebels like 2 weeks ago.
So
I'm like 4 episodes in because I don't watch it consistently. I've been switching between seasons. I started with season 1, and then I heard that the setup for season 3 was really good, so I started season 3.
All right. But yeah, other than that, I mean, like, I do think really it was a problem that the meet and greet portion of this was just kind of like a couple paragraphs. That was a
problem. I don't even think it was a couple paragraphs. That was my
very
thing.
Brief. It was very brief.
In a 10-page document, 6 of the pages were a show, and then the meet and greet was 3 very small paragraphs, which is like okay. Like I think that's sufficient for what you were trying to do. But that I think we wanted something like more like directly experiential with Ahsoka rather than a show that people are just passively watching.
So cool.
Stop that.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Any other thoughts about the Ahsoka project, Dragon? I'm sorry. I'm going off the rails here.
No, I mean I just said what I thought. Okay. I still really liked it. I just wish there was a little bit more focus on the actual meet and greet. That's my thing.
But yeah, like I said, presentation-wise, you guys just knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely. And the video is great too, per ground. I really enjoyed the video.
All right. So are you ready to okay, I want to just get out the housekeeping before we leave here, and I'm going to do that with a straight face while I'm staring at my new fiance here.
I'm really glad that you're going so far into this your newfound love. I really appreciate this new, more truthful Tiki that we're experiencing tonight.
Oh God. This is where I am, folks. Coco
in Cocoum's arms. Strong, supple arms. You see, those aren't tattoos. He actually gets tapped by a bear every morning. He gets little tippy taps on his chest.
Oh God, dear Lord. Okay, so housekeeping. Okay. So, as you guys know, this is the last pre-merge project. 4 people per team. So it's obviously very tight. And someone make Tiki and Coco a fan art. Please make Tiki and Coco a fan art. Please. Oh, dear God. All right. So double elimination. You guys know what's up. Only the first place project is going to be spared losing a person. Ace Astro has PO MVP, so he is safe. He is the only one who is safe to the merge. Now, I want to point out also, just want to put it in everyone's head, just to get everyone nice and paranoid and rallied up. Both the Diamond PO MVP.
Tiki, I need you to share my screen right now.
Oh, dear God.
It's Cocoum.
Is that the Digimon?
I don't know. It's a furry. I looked up furry Cocoum, and this is the first thing that came up.
Oh, God. All right.
Yeah, so as you guys know, everyone's going to be eliminated next round other than Ace. So congratulations to Ace.
Okay, so there is a Diamond PO MVP and a Golden PO MVP out there still.
Yes.
Diamond PO MVP allows the holder to swap out one or both of the nominations. And Golden PO MVP essentially acts as a hidden immunity idol where the person that holds the Golden PO MVP has to tell us if they want to use it before the projects get turned in or before the deadline of the projects.
Yeah.
And if they use it, then they're just safe from being nominated for elimination. They move on to the next round.
Yep.
So 2 different PO MVPs out there, floating out there. I would say that the Diamond PO MVP is more of an offensive maneuver and the Golden PO MVP is more of a defensive maneuver, but at either rate. All right. So, Dragon, Evan, sorry.
No, let's bring Dragon in to finish this off.
Oh, dear God.
No, I really enjoyed. I think both of these projects were really strong. Both rounds, like all 6 projects. I mean,
hey, Evan, can I ask you something really quick?
Well, I'm not going to marry Coco. He's yours.
No. But what is what's the song that the "Should I Marry Coco" online appears in?
Is that not just Around the Riverbend?
I think it's just Around the Riverbend.
Because it has the whole opening that's da 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 da, and it's like really like wordy. That's the song that's really wordy because she's saying like full paragraphs for each line of the song, and it's really weird. I don't know.
Evan riff for a couple minutes while I pull up that part of the song to end the podcast out
on. Okay. So yeah, these projects are really good. You see, Tiki doesn't prepare me for these riffs, so I also don't have anything to work off of.
All right, fine. Riff about I gave you some of my antidotes from my trip. What are the things that you're hoping for from your Tokyo Disney Sea trip? If it
I'm hoping to go. So I'm going to Tokyo, possibly. It's going to depend.
Oh, thanks for subscribing, Beowulf. Appreciate it.
You did it. Right. It's gonna depend on I guess they're forcing quarantines if you leave your prefecture, but they're not really enforcing quarantines because I leave my prefecture like twice a month and no one said anything to me. But I'm not sure how it's working from Tokyo, so I'm gonna have to like keep an eye on it.
All right, Evan, I'm gonna mute my microphone while I find this. Okay.
Okay.
Or just keep riffing about Tokyo Disney Sea, please.
Okay. So I'm hoping to go to Tokyo in September. It looks like Fortress Exploration is going to be closed, which is disappointing to me because I'm a whore for the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, and I really want to see Fortress Exploration. But it looks like everything else will be open, which should be cool. The Little Mermaid Land might be closed, but that's not really a huge deal, and I'm going back next March anyway. So it's not a huge deal, but I'm quite excited. Hotels, not Disney hotels, are pretty cheap. Tickets are surprisingly cheap compared to the US. It's like $80 for a ticket to Disneyland in Tokyo, compared to like the 120, 130 it is now in the US. So yeah, that's gonna be my trip to Tokyo once I get vaccinated. I'm getting my first one in 2 weeks, and my second one August 2nd? Something like that. I know. I'm going back in March anyway because my mom's coming over next March. But I'll make sure to get all my rides out then on Scuttle scooters, and I'll make sure to spend a few hours in the whale shop. Oh God. You did it. Should you? Should you, Tiki?
All right, that's
Should you marry Coco? Goodbye.